Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to put on our detective hats and track down a silent, totally invisible threat that might actually be compromising your home office right this second: DNS hijacking. Look, if you're a non-technical home office user, a freelancer, or a small business owner, the security of your network is literally your livelihood, right? But what happens when the very infrastructure of the internet is weaponized against you? Think of it like a malicious mailman quietly redirecting all your sensitive business packages to a thief's address, and doing it without leaving a single footprint. So let's just dive right in. We're going to break down exactly how to uncover this stealthy cybercrime, how to fix it, and how to lock down your network for good.
To really wrap your head around this threat, picture this. You pick up your phone, dial the trusted, correct number for your bank, but instead of the bank answering, a scammer picks up. How is that even possible? Well, it's because someone secretly snuck into your house and swapped out the numbers in your address book. You dialed the right name, sure, but you were routed to the completely wrong place. In the digital world, this is exactly what DNS hijacking does to your internet connection.
Here is our roadmap for today's investigation. We'll cover 1. What is DNS hijacking? 2. Signs you are being hijacked. 3. Steps to fix the breach. 4. Securing your domain registrar. And 5. Long-term home office defenses. We're going to take this intimidating threat and break it down into totally manageable pieces.
Section 1. What is DNS hijacking, the invisible redirect?
You probably already know the domain name system, or DNS, as the internet's phone book. When you type a website name into your browser, DNS translates that friendly name into the complex numerical IP address that your machine actually needs to connect to the server. Well, DNS hijacking happens when attackers manipulate this exact system. They silently intercept your request and redirect your web traffic over to their own malicious servers, all without you ever realizing you've been detoured.
Let's look at the actual mechanics of how this plays out. Normally, you type in your bank's website, DNS finds the real IP, and boom, you connect securely. But in a hijacked request, you type that exact same URL, and a compromised DNS server returns a completely fake IP address. You are seamlessly connected to an attacker's clone site. And here's the scary part: it looks perfectly real, but it's a trap, custom-built to steal your login credentials and data without any obvious signs of a break-in.
Section 2. Signs you are being hijacked. Spotting clues at the digital crime scene.
So, if this attack is supposed to be invisible, how do you actually know if your network is compromised? Well, even the best digital criminals leave footprints. You just need to know what to look for. Are pages suddenly loading way slower than usual? That happens because your traffic is physically being forced through some malicious third-party server. Or maybe you're seeing unexpected pop-up ads on websites that never usually have them. Or you're getting weird redirects to unfamiliar sites. I mean, if you're suddenly seeing ads for cheap sunglasses on your secure banking portal, you definitely have a problem. But listen, the absolute biggest red flag is encountering browser warnings and SSL certificate mismatches. This happens because the attacker's fake clone website usually doesn't have the authenticated security certificate that the real website holds. Your browser realizes the encryption is off and throws up a warning. Never ever ignore those mismatch warnings, and whatever you do not just click proceed anyway.
Section 3. Steps to fix the breach. Taking back control of your network. Okay, if you spot those clues, don't panic. You've uncovered the breach, and now it's time to act. Let's dive into the absolute most crucial first step: checking your router's DNS settings. For a home office, your router is the gateway to everything. If it's compromised, every single device on your Wi-Fi is compromised. So log into your router's admin panel and navigate over to the DNS settings. You need to verify that the DNS IP addresses match a trusted provider. Think your ISP, Google Public DNS, or Cloudflare. You can easily pull out your smartphone, switch it to cellular data, and look up the official IP addresses for those providers to compare. If you see strange IP addresses in there, you found the hijack. Immediately reset those settings back to a trusted provider. And this is critical. Change your router's admin password so the hackers can't just casually log right back in.
Now, securing the router is step 1, but we're not done. Your individual devices actually have a memory called a DNS cache, where they store recent lookups to speed up your browsing. If you've been hijacked, that cache is currently full of poisoned malicious IP addresses. You have to flush your device's DNS cache to clear out that garbage. Think of it like clearing out bad directions from your car's GPS history so you don't accidentally drive back to the wrong address. Whether you're on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, running the corresponding quick terminal command wipes the slate completely clean. It forces your computer to fetch new, secure addresses directly from your newly secured router.
Section 4. Securing your domain registrar. Locking down the property deed to your business.
If you're a freelancer or a small business owner who owns a domain name, we really need to talk about protecting your side of the internet. Here's a quick, powerful checklist for securing your domain registrar account. Your absolute best line of defense here is enabling multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Honestly, it's not negotiable. Even if a hacker phishes your password, MFA blocks their access because they simply don't have your physical secondary device. Combine MFA with a registry lock to stop unauthorized domain transfers, keep your passwords updated, and regularly review your access logs to see who is trying to get in. Doing these things basically builds an enterprise-level fortress around your business.
Section 5. Long-term home office defenses. Fortifying your network for the future.
All right, so we've evicted the hackers and locked down your domain. How do we make sure this never happens again? A major industry recommendation for your long-term defense is implementing DNSSEC, which stands for Domain Name System Security Extensions. The easiest way to think about DNSSEC is like a wax seal on a letter. It provides authenticated record verification by digitally signing your DNS records. So when you use a provider that supports this, your computer can mathematically guarantee that the DNS response it got came from the genuine source and wasn't just forged by some hacker intercepting things in the middle.
Long-term security is all about ongoing maintenance. Yes, implement DNSSEC to verify your records, but just as importantly, you have to update your router firmware to patch known security vulnerabilities. Hackers are literally scanning the internet 24/7 for routers running old software with known holes. Updating your firmware closes the very doors they rely on to sneak in. Also, please never leave the default admin password on your router. Change it the second you take it out of the box. And finally, go in and disable remote router management. There's really no reason you need to be logging into your home router from a coffee shop 3 towns over. Turning off remote management is a ridiculously easy one-click win that takes a massive target right off your back.
We have covered a ton of ground today, from spotting that invisible redirect to securing your router and locking down your business domains. Which leaves us with one final, incredibly important question. Is your home office network actually taking you where you think you're going? Keep those investigative skills sharp, audit your router settings regularly, flip on those multi-factor defenses, and never take the internet's phone book for granted. You've got the tools to protect your digital livelihood now. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay secure out there.